So I was going over the prototype. Let me get back to that real quick. And yeah, as I was saying, the prototype is something that, okay, let me get it open. Yeah, the prototype, I'm going to focus a lot on the ribbon that you see up here. So it's going to be very easy to know where everything is. I want to focus on a Microsoft ribbon style navigation, just so that Music Jotter is supposed to be an easy to use tool, professional tool, but very easy to use. So I feel like a ribbon will show you exactly where everything is. Very convenient to use. So that's my goal, is to make this prototype look like what I'm creating for the cloud. So I'm starting Music Jotter, developing it on the cloud, just so it's easier to show and demonstrate what this product is. But it's not going to be just a cloud product, as I said in my first live stream. This is going to be a fully fledged music notation product for the cloud. But also, if you want a standalone product, it's also going to be a standalone product as well. So that's my goal. Cool. All right. Let me start the presentation. I think we have enough people. Okay. So again, the whole idea for this second live stream, I did the first one about a month ago. The whole goal of this live stream is to just tell you what Music Jotter is. Refresh or a little refresher on what Music Jotter is. Why am I running a Kickstarter campaign? I want to talk to you a little bit about pricing, because the pricing is pretty good deals for what this product is going to be. Talk to you about traction, because traction is important. If no one cares about a product like this, then it just won't work. But we are getting traction, and I just want to show you some of the progress that I've made, that we've made as a community, with some of the progress that has been made for this product. Where I'm at today with the software development, where will we be, let's say, end of 2023, last quarter of 2023. What am I going to do with the funding? So Kickstarter is a fundraiser. I'm selling the product to you before it's been fully created, as a way for me to raise some funds and raise some money. And then I'll demonstrate this product throughout the presentation. And just like last time, as I'm presenting, feel free to just type in your questions. I'll check the questions from time to time and try to answer them as best as I can as I do this live. So there's a lot for me to try to navigate here, learning this whole live streaming setup, but we got through it last time. Hopefully we'll get through it okay this time as well. Cool. So again, so what you see here is the Kickstarter page. That it's like the preview to the page before it goes live. Once it goes live, then you'll see my page, you'll see my video, and then you can read through what this product is. You can, and then make your decision on if you want to support or not. But this is what you see here is the preview. You can see at this snapshot, we had about 240 followers. My goal is to bring this number up to around 350. A stretch would be 400. I don't know if we can get to 400 by the time I launch, but the more followers we have before I launch, the higher the success that this will fund. And obviously we want to increase those chances. So again, I have to advertise this a lot. It might get annoying and repetitive, but at the top of this chat, you should see a link to my fundraiser. Like if you want to follow it, it doesn't mean that you have to support now. You can make your decision later or after we launch and after you read the page, but it just means that if you click support or follow, that you'll be notified when this launches. So the more we have, the better the chances we're going to get. So that's what that means. Okay. Let's moving on to the next. Let's see. Oh boy. One second. Okay, here we go. Cool. So what you'll see here is the cartoon. I don't know if I'll have the full cartoon by the time that we launch, but I have a little clip of the cartoon that I'm able to show you, and it just shows you my frustrations with this industry, the frustrations of trying to you just want an easy to use software to write music. Like that's what this is trying to show you. So it's just something a little fun. Hopefully I'll get the full thing out, but we'll see. So who am I? I'm a composer and an engineer, and I feel like that's a good combination to have when someone is leading a project like this. You're going to want to have someone who has experience in both composition and engineering, and I fit that profile. So many years of experience in composition and also programming as well. So I understand all of the issues, or a lot of the issues, and I know who to go to talk to about like what some of the issues are. So I understand the issues in this industry, and I feel this is why I'm qualified to run this initiative. So the combination of that plus being a composer and an engineer puts me in the position where I can try to help solve some of these problems. So then I decided to build an easy to use, accessible music notation software that also helps you nuance your music. So nuancing music, writing music is more than just putting notes down in an editor. You want your music to also sound like it's been performed to the it'll never sound like an actual true performance. I don't think we'll ever get there, but we can make it close to sounding like a performance. And I feel like a lot of the composition software on the market today don't do enough to make it sound like an actual performance, or at least help you make your your music sound like a performance. But this is something that Music Jotter is going to help you with. So it's not only going to look good, it's not only going to be accessible to you through the web browser. It's also going to help you with your recordings, and that's something that I'm going to put a lot of detail into. Again, this cartoon represents my frustrations. We have a handful of industry leaders dictating our needs, and I'll show you an example. I found something last night when I was going over the tuplets, because I'm going to do a demo of that, and I saw something that I wasn't sure, like, if maybe I'm doing something wrong, but just something that I couldn't do in a software like MuseScore, and I'll show you. Maybe you can do it. I just couldn't figure out how. It's a very slow moving industry, and I think that has a lot to do with just there's a handful of major competitors in this space, and for such a long time. And because it's such a slow moving industry and a lack of competition, you have tools like music scrubbing, which hasn't seen very little headway in this industry. I don't know why. It's a powerful tool. I feel it's a powerful tool, and it's just, I think that's the reason why a software a technology like that just isn't really used that much. It's not seen in MuseScore. It's not seen in I don't think it's seen in Sibelius. It's seen in Finale, but it's not something that's many people even know about. So I want to change that a little bit. I think music scrubbing is a great way, and I'll demonstrate that. It's a great way to compose music, to experiment, and to help you assist with this process. So that's an example of where a slow moving industry can be harmful. And again, as a result, we have little voice in this community due to these lack of choices. Now I know that there's you have a handful of choice, like you have No Flight, which is a cloud, first into the cloud market, and then you have Flat.io, which is another competitor. And you have a handful of competitors, but if you really think about it, there's not too many out there, at least mainstream ones. You've got MuseScore, Sibelius, and Finale, and perhaps Darico now. So you have just a handful of mainstream competitors in the market, and as a result, it's a very slow-moving industry. And I want to build a culture where you, the customer, and me too, because I'm part of this community, I want to feel like our voices are being heard. There's a place to go. I may not be able to take care of everything, obviously the first year, but at least there's a place to go. You can voice your concerns. You can ask if certain things can be done, and I'll be that voice. I want to see if I could build the community and raise a little money. If I could do that, then I can address these concerns, and we can grow this product together as a community. So I'm thinking that we can do that, and I think we will get enough support on Kickstarter. But we'll find out in a month or so. So that's what my goal is. Great. Okay, make sure you can see this presentation. You can see it, right? Yeah. So this is the next slide, which is talking about Kickstarter and what it is, because I think most of you should by now know what it is, but some of you may still not be sure what I'm doing. You know, like I want to sell this product, but it's not ready yet. It's not ready right away. Hey, Paul, thanks for joining. So Kickstarter, what is it? I basically decided on a Kickstarter. I wasn't at first going to do it. I was going to try to raise money through traditional methods, through an investor. But I decided against that because one of the things is I wanted to maintain control, at least maintain control in the beginning. I want to turn this into a company. I actually did register it. I want to turn this into a viable company. And the more I can hold on to control in the beginning, the better this product will be, because I'll be the one leading this charge, and I can talk with you directly on how this should be built out. So if I went to an investor before I started building this company, I would have less and less control over how it gets built. I would have to scale very quickly. They would want me to do things that maybe I would disagree with, maybe that you would disagree with too. And I would just have less control. So this is why I'm starting a Kickstarter, because it's a way for me to sell this product to you before it's been complete. Now, you don't want me to create this product 100%, trust me, and then sell it. It won't work. Kickstarter gives me a chance to build the product a little bit, 25%. I can build the product 25%, show it to you all, and to see like what you think about it before I go 100%. Like going 100%, I can't read everyone's mind. It's just impossible. Everyone has a different viewpoint as to like what they want to see, and this is, I feel, the best way to start something like this. So Kickstarter will allow me to build this product before it's been complete. And there are three main points that I'm going to hit on: is trust, market validation, and of course funding. So trust. Again, if I built this 100% and I just said, buy this product from me, you're not going to know who I am. Who is Mike? Who's Mike of Music Jotter? No one will know who I am. But as I do this Kickstarter, I'm doing these live streams. I'm talking to you on Facebook, through email. You're getting to know who I am. You're seeing that I'm putting effort into it, and I'm also showing you the actual footage of the product. I showed you the prototype very quickly. I'll go into the product demonstration as well. But I'm showing you, like, I'm doing this. So I'm building trust through live streams, through chatting with you on Facebook, and also through demonstrating the product. Like, this is an actual product that I've built. It's 25% done. I'm telling you that. So that's the first aspect of it, trust. Market validation is another thing. I have to make sure that there's enough interest in this before I go full force on this. Going full force would mean sacrificing. It's a sacrifice on my end. So I'd be sacrificing a salary in order to get this product out. So I have to know that there's enough need for this before I go full force. And it comes down to, can I generate enough pre-sales to fund development for a year? That's what it comes down to. If yes, then that means that there's enough demand and I can continue. If not, then it's something that I have to rethink. I would speak to you. If it doesn't work, I'll be very clear to you. That I'll be very clear, and I'll say, unfortunately, this didn't work, and I'll chat with you to see if maybe there was something I could have done better, or maybe there just wasn't enough people. I think there's enough people, and I'll show you, I think, the next slide or two about the traction. But again, something like this is a risk. I'm trying to reduce the risk as much as possible. So that's what market validation is. Ensure there is a need before I commit an investment. Right now, I'm using my own money to invest in this. Not too much. I'm not like taking a mortgage out on a house or anything. Nothing that crazy. But it is an investment that I'm making on my part. And then the funding, of course. So Jotter is easy to use, but it's a very complicated tool to build. I have a lot of experience in engineering, so that helps. That helps a lot. The fact that I have this experience in composition and engineering helps with some of this bandwidth. And I can use that experience to hire other people. Like if I have the resources to hire other people and simplify. Like I'm really good at simplifying things, so I can simplify the process, focus in on what's needed. And as long as you don't lose focus, something like this can be done. As long as you have the right people leading a project like this, and I feel like I'm the right person for this. Again, we got to see if there's enough resources though. So just for fun, like the current state of this program, what I'm showing you right now is around 20,000 lines of code, and that's with using techniques that will take, let's say, 15 lines of code into one-liners. Like I apply that technique a lot. So around 20,000 lines of code, and this is with me simplifying it as much as I could. And let's say after a year, let's say once I release this product and at the end of 2023, let's say it might be double, like 40,000 lines of code or 50,000 lines of code. So this is to give you an example of like the amount of lines of code there is. And then a fully mature music Jotter, let's just say like we're at the Sibelius level or the finale level finally, or more that, you know, we're trying to get more than that, right? But I'm just trying to tell you like the mature level, that could be about 500,000 lines of code. The language that yeah, so what language is this currently written in? It's JavaScript. Yeah, JavaScript. So it's on a Node server, Node.js, and it's written on backend Java and JavaScript, not Java, backend JavaScript and front end JavaScript. So it's a pretty cool system. It's fun. This is a fun project to do, but it takes a lot of attention to detail when doing a product like this. So if anyone is a JavaScript programmer, let me know. Or if you know of anyone who's a JavaScript programmer, because if this thing does fund, I will have to look into, you know, building a team. I might do like freelancers. I'm not sure yet. It depends on how much is raised. Okay, move on. All right, pricing. So this is important because a Kickstarter, like if you're gonna buy this product before it's been finished, there needs to be something in it for you, right? Right? Why would you buy something that's not even finished yet if there's nothing in it for you? So we're gonna talk about pricing. This product will be premium. It'll be a premium grade product. I'm gonna start on the cloud. It's gonna start on the cloud just because it's easier to sell and easier to demonstrate. But I also want to make this also a desktop solution as well. So it'll be accessible, you know, more accessible on the web. You can use it on your Mac, use it on your Windows computer. It should work on an iPad. I just have to test it for touch controls. I think even now, if you were to go on your phone or on your iPad, you might be able to see the score. The scores should be read only even today. Like you should be able to go on it. And this is with me not even doing heavy testing. You won't be able to add notes at this point in a phone, but that's something that I can take care of. That's not too much of an issue. So this will be a product that can work on many platforms. So that's a huge selling point right there. But the point of this live stream is not to go over all the competitive advantages. It's to go over about, you know, the pricing, Kickstarter. If you want to see the competitive advantages, you can watch my last live stream. Everything is timestamped. So a mature music genre will have competitive pricing. That's why you want to maybe consider getting in now. The cloud only version is most likely going to always be a subscription. But with Kickstarter users, you can waive that subscription fee. So again, another reason why you'd want to get in now as an early adopter. It is going to be more expensive than Noteflight and Flat.io. So there's that as well. It will be more expensive than them because this is a professional grade product. I'm going to put people who are specialized into developing this product. See, Noteflight is owned by Hal Leonard. So it's like a smaller subset of a bigger company. So they're not as focused on this, on something like this. But whereas me, like, I would only focus on this specific product. So, and that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference because I'm putting all the resources into this product. And there will be standalone versions. So, in an ideal world, the standalone version will also include the cloud. And it might be the only option where you can remove the subscription fees, but it'll be a more expensive option. So those are for people who may have a little extra money but they want the standalone version plus the cloud version. So let's get into the actual prices. I'm gonna change the view a little bit. Okay. I got a light right in my face, so if I squint, that's why. Okay, so pricing. Okay, cool. I used to be a business analyst and I worked in Excel all the time, so this brings back memories. So yeah, let's take a look at this. So right now we have 3 main options, and I'm still thinking about a fourth. I'm not sure yet. I'll ask you what you guys think about like a fourth pricing option. I didn't want to confuse people though. So we have 3 main options: a 1-year subscriber, a lifetime subscriber, and then a lifetime and standalone subscriber. So let's go over what the cost would be. So if you want the 1-year subscriber reward in Kickstarter, it'll cost around $147. But what would happen is every year after, if you want to continue, you will have a $6 a month lifetime fee. So that's the cheapest option for like a couple of years, and I'll show you how it doesn't make sense after a couple of years. Like if you're a long-term user, it won't make sense to purchase this unless you're really tight on cash, which is understandable. Some people may not be have the means to pay $247 or $493. So this brings me to the lifetime, and the lifetime option is $247, one-time shot. You have this cloud version for life. There's no fees. As a Kickstarter user, this is my way of saying thank you for believing and supporting in this product. It's because of you that I'm able to continue development. So therefore, you're going to have a one-time shot deal, and you'll experience all of the updates that come along with it. So as MuseScore gets more mature, you're going to see the value. So after first year, you'll see the value after the first year, because I'm going to iterate on something like this and make sure that you can at least compose something, a complex piece if you want. May not have everything, like cross staves, I may not have it at that point, but it's something that I will get. So if you're a long-term user, if you think you're going to want to use this long-term, then this $247 deal is going to be the best if you think you're going to be a long-term. And then of course, this one's for the high rollers. I needed a high roller option. So the lifetime and the standalone, basically this is saying, like, if you want a standalone product, then I'm going to need more investment for something like this, but I can get it done. So that's why there is a more expensive option here, $493. It is expensive. I don't expect, I'm hoping that the average purchase on Kickstarter will be this lifetime, but it may not be. It could be the 1-year subscriber. That one's fine too, but I don't expect too many people to jump on this one. However, if you do, then you will be in line for the standalone product when it's complete. You'll get the cloud that you get after the standard release, which is last quarter of 2023. The standalone you'll get too when it's complete. So that's what this means. And let's just take a look at some of the non-Kickstarter prices. So I don't know what I'm going to charge. I'm just saying I don't know what I'll charge for like non-Kickstarters when this product comes out. But let's say I charge something like MuseScore charges $10 to use their cloud read-only product if you want to use it. So let's see what that does. If you want to calculate a monthly fee equivalent for a one-time purchase, a little formula would be to take the price, the monthly, to take the whole price of that product and divide it by 60 months. That's to give you an equivalent, or 5 years, because we're assuming that this should have a 5-year lifespan. So MuseScore is saying, okay, we want to charge $10 a month for you to use the cloud read-only version. That's how they're making their money. So if you think it's free, well, I don't know if you know this. If you want to use their cloud version, you're paying $10 a month. So they value their product at $600. So it's not free. They're valuing their product at $600. Nothing's free, right? Like open source, yes, but you still need money to run certain things. And in this case, they're selling their product for free, their desktop product. But if you want to use the sharing capabilities, they're valuing their entire product at $600. So that's a pretty high tier price. Noteflight is valuing. You can buy their product for $300. So they're valuing their product at $5 a month, which seems fine to me. And if you're looking at Flat.io, they're valuing their product at $2 a month because they're half the price of Noteflight. And that makes sense to me because Flat.io is not quite as polished as Noteflight. But I'm also telling you that Noteflight will be nowhere near the quality of MuseScore. So that's why MuseScore is going to be a price at a top tier. So you want to get in now, because if I do charge $12, $13 a month, it's going to be at the $720 mark valuation. You can do that when you're selling it. And I'll just be honest with you, because you're Kickstarter supporters, or you may be Kickstarter supporters. So I'll be honest with you. You can charge a little more if you're doing monthly because you're not paying upfront. So you can get away with maybe $720 valuation of your product rather than like the standard $600. So I could get away with the $720 if I'm doing a monthly for the Kickstarter, and the $247 is a steal if you're getting in early. And even the $493 if you're a lifetime, if you buy the standalone product, even this is a good deal because that's it. $493 static. You're not paying anything else. So this is the pricing that I'm thinking. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a $77 option. I thought about it, and I want your opinion on it, but I'm not sure about the $77 option at this point because I don't want to confuse people with the pricing. I want to keep it simple. So let me get some of the questions. What is the monetary target value to kick this off? That's such a tricky question. I think I'm going to target. I'm assuming you mean for Kickstarter. Like, what's my goal to raise? I think I'm going to put a goal of 25,000 with the hopes of getting more people attracted to this campaign. The reason why I need a lot of people to follow this campaign when I launch is because when you get traction, that's when you get the Kickstarter algorithm will kick in and more people will be shown this product. So the more people I get, the more funding there should be. I'm hoping that could get more than 25,000, but I can't go too high, because if I go too high, then people will be like, whoa, this guy needs way too much money. And I think 25,000 is a good goal to set, and we'll see how much over that goes. So that's the answer to that question, if I understood correctly. $146 for the first year, and after $6 per month. That's correct. That's what it would be. Trust me, the $6 is going to be a good deal for a product like this, because most likely I'm going to charge anywhere from 10 to 12 per month. Don't quote me on this because I don't know what future me is going to do. But it could be anywhere from that. It's going to be more than $6. Okay. Let me change the view. I think I'm still on the Excel file. Yeah, let me change. Go back to PowerPoint. Okay, great. Yeah, so that's the pricing. If you want to see a $77 option, let me know in the comments. You can either comment me in the chat, or you can comment me in the video itself. I just feel like, what else can I do? 1 year for $147. If you want it for 6 months, is that even worth it? Like, I can do that, but I didn't think anyone would care to have a product for just 6 months, you know. So, but let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. So let's talk a little bit about traction. So is this product gaining traction? So when I first started, I really wasn't sure. Like, I wanted to do something, but I didn't know if there was enough demand. So what I did was I did a market test, and on a fixed budget of just $100, MuseScore did pass this initial market test, because we were able to acquire 50 email signups in a week. That was the goal, to see if I can collect at least 50 people with a small budget, with a budget of, let's say, $100. I was able to do that, so I was like, okay, cool. This is more than I thought. I wasn't sure if I'd even hit that. I will say, like, at the peak, when I was putting in a lot more money before I shut down all advertising, I was collecting 200 emails a day, which is a lot. It's good. So if it shows me that if I had an unlimited amount of budget, not unlimited, but let's say I had a much bigger budget, I would be able to acquire maybe 400 to 500 emails a day. I don't have that kind of capital, but this is gaining traction just from that alone. So that brings me to our total interest. So I have about 8,000 emails after all this marketing. 8,000 emails to sign up. Again, it could be more if I had more money. This could be more, but you need to stop, right? There's a point where you just have to cut off and stop, because there are tests that I have to pass, more than just the traction test, and I have to see if I can actually get the pre-sale. So we have 8,000, which is fantastic. And out of the 8,000, 600 of you, now it's almost up to 700, joined our fundraising group. So the title of the Facebook group is called Music Jotter Fundraising. It's not the most attractive name, but I did that for a reason. I did that because I wanted you to know that this is a product that is looking to raise money. It's 25% done, but I'm looking for a little bit of help. So you know what this is. And almost 700 of you joined this fundraising group. So to me, that's telling. And out of this pool of 8,700 of you joining this fundraising group, we're almost at 300 signups for Kickstarter, which is good, because I need at least 350 to 400 before I launch. So we are almost there. Now I have a launch date of around May 1st, but depending on if I feel I need a little more time, I may stretch that one more week. So it might be May 1st or May 8th. So let's hope that we can do the May 1st, though. Let's hope. That's my goal. Cool. Good. Yep. Awesome. Next slide. Yeah, so I just wanted to also talk to you a little bit about Reddit. So I'm doing some advertising on Reddit as well, and there's a decent amount of traction on Reddit too. So Music Jotter seems to work on certain platforms. Works on Facebook pretty well. Reddit seems to be working pretty well as well. YouTube is good for the live streams, because then I can bring you guys together. I could record this, look at the live chat, and answer your questions in real time. So YouTube is a good way for me to do that. But Reddit was definitely a shock. And I just want to show you some of the questions. I'll answer some of them. I'll try to go through these quickly, but these are some of the questions posted on Reddit, and let's check it out. Someone to say like utilities exist on the web, but they're very basic. So yeah, that's true. There are a lot of like No Flight, for example, it exists for the web, and he doesn't make a point that they are basic. But again, just because a product does the very basic function, it doesn't give it the right to hold like a dominant space in this industry. You know, it's just that no one else decided to take on a project like this until I came into the picture. So yes, there are solutions out there on the web, but again, they are basic, and it's time for a change. What exactly is the difference between this and MuseScore, except for the phone option? Well, again, this is not just going to be on the phone, so I think some people misunderstood me. I tried to clarify everything as best as I could. So this will be a fully fledged music notation application that'll work on your phone, but is through the web browser. But it also will be a standalone option. So that's the answer to that one. As long as it isn't Sibelius, I'm sure it won't kill anyone. I don't know much about Sibelius. Like, this person apparently doesn't like the program. It's just an opinion. I just thought it was funny. For education or so for education or collaboratives, can two users edit the same document at a time? I do want to put some focus on editing this product real time, but that may come later. So the real time design is a different technology. It's something that I'm not going to actually focus on for this Kickstarter, but it's something that I can add on at a different time. I think it's pretty cool, but I don't know how many people actually would want something like that. So that's why I was going back and forth with the real-time editing. This person wants it though, so that's cool. I guess it's MuseScore, but easier to use. Yep. Flat.io is already doing is a thing, dude. Yeah, it is. But I told you before that Flat.io is basic. It's even more basic than No Flight. They're pricing their product at $120. So how so that just shows you like that they are a basic product. So that's the answer to that. Seems intuitive to work with and visually pleasing. Is it capable of writing large symphonic form? Yeah, I had that question last time. This can, because the commercial only showed 2 staves, but this can handle a large symphonic form as well. Again, I have to just test it for efficiency, but it should be fine. Have you thought about making an Android app out of it? Well, yeah. See, I'm advertising iPhone and an iPad, but this is purely marketing. This should work for Android as well. Since it's through the web browser, so I just have to test it for the touch controls and all that. But this should be fine for Android. Sibelius more simple. Yep. Looks really good. Just hope it won't miss any. I just hope it won't miss any critical features. Again, this will be iterative. I'm going to iterate on this, so I'm going to get all of the features that you'd want to see in a product like this. Okay, and then someone said that Darko is simpler than Sibelius, and that's pretty funny. Darko has like a 1,500-page manual, so I don't know if anyone knows that. The manual for Music Jotter is around 75, and it's a small little booklet. So good luck. It's not a bad idea for when you're away from home. Again, I just wanted to point out this is not going to be just for when you're away from home. So maybe there was a little bit of a disconnect with some of my commercials. This is going to first be a cloud product, but it'll be a cloud product, but also be a standalone. So it's not just something that you use when you're away from home. I don't understand why so many people find MuseScore hard to use, and I'm probably going to keep using that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, MuseScore has been out for a while, for 12 years. That's your preference. I'm interested in the iPad version. Can PM me? Okay, so people are interested in iPad. So this is good. This is good. That means people are seeing this product. They're excited about the fact that this could work on mobile. So again, I don't have a link for it yet, but again, I was very clear this was a Kickstarter campaign. Maybe this person didn't see the end of didn't read the full message, but this will work for iPad. Mobile, so I don't know what Maestro 2 is, so I'm just gonna skip that one. I might use MuseScore as my main. That's fine. Like I said, if you're used to something, the goal is to give you choices. MuseScore is a choice, is a tool, and I'm gonna show you like something that you can't do on MuseScore that I don't know if you even know about this. Okay, every innovation. So I thought this was a nice comment. Every innovation related to classical music and keeping it accessible is a great thing, and I do agree. I think it's great to have something that's accessible for this community. Okay, so let's move on. So can it score Chopin? I sent a post about this. If it can score Chopin, then it passes the viability test. So as of today, it can actually score Chopin, just it won't get every single detail. For example, I don't have a Chocaturs yet. Something that I'm working on. There are no cross staves, not as of today, and the multi voice is a big one. So that's something that I would work on, which I don't have currently today. But it has entering notes, has any tuplet, any tuplet combination you can add. Clef changing, you can change the time signature at any point. It has intelligent note grouping, petite notes. Let's take a look at Chopin's score. Let me see if I could do this. All right, let's see. Chopin, can you think you can see this? Yeah, cool. So let's just take a quick look. I'm not going to go through the whole score, but if you can see, let me to make sure you can see this. Yeah, okay. You can see like there's slurs here that, you know, MuseScore will definitely handle that. It doesn't today, but it will. Dual voices is very common in a score like this. Something that will be fine in MuseScore. Don't worry about that. We have this Asia here that I could look into that. Shouldn't be too bad. We've got staccato, like all the ornaments, the accents over here. We have staccatos, like all that will be standard in a score like this. This is where the petite notes come in. So we've got petite notes, and you've got tuplet. So a tuplet combination with a petite note here. You have 18 notes, right? So this is 18 notes for every 3/4 notes in the 6/4 time. And this is something that MuseScore can't do. This is an example of something that MuseScore can't do. I tried, and it just gave me an error. It said, cannot do this ratio. And so if you were to let's see, if you were to go to like the people at MuseScore and say, this is an error, I think that they might come back and say, this is designed. This is working as designed. So you'd be out of luck. So if you wanted to, you know, if you were an advanced composer, a professional composer, you can't use MuseScore, or you had to do some kind of workaround, because you wouldn't be able to do something like this, like that I'm highlighting here. You can't, you won't be able to do it. Okay. Yeah, so let me just go to the end of the score, because that's when you get craziness. Craziness right here. Again, we have a whole bunch of tuplets. We've got tuplets. We've got crossing bar lines. We've got, I don't even know what this is. Like, it's just all over the place. This sounds great. Yeah, the music is beautiful. Just looking at it, it's like, whoa, what is this? Then you have like a dotted line here. I don't even know what that is. You have a dotted bar line here, and you've got cross staving right here. This is the cross stave. You got cross staving, and this is craziness. So again, MuseScore is going to look into making sure that it can score something like this little by little. It'll be an iterative process, but that is the goal. Like, it can score this today. It just won't look like this. It just won't look like this, but it can score today. It could definitely do something like this, because this is one bar. It can do this right here where you see you see the clef change here. You can do that. The clef change here can do that, and it can do this tuplet rate. That's why I emphasize tuplets, because if you want to become like the next Chopin, like you need a powerful software that can handle this. Not everyone composes in normal rhythms. You can if you want with Music Jotter, but I want to be able to support complicated writing like this. You can't do this in Noteflight. You just can't. It's impossible. You can't do it. This you might be able to do in MuseScore. But what you can't do in MuseScore is, again, this. Where is it? You can't do this. It just won't give you, it won't let you do that ratio. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Okay, back to the PowerPoint demo. Okay, so that's kind of score Chopin. Oh, now's a good time for me to show you the Fantasie Impromptu, which I scored in Music Jotter. So let me show you Music Jotter now. Okay, awesome. Check the comments. Awesome. Okay, yeah. So I think a lot of people want to see like Music Jotter now. So here I scored like the first 15 measures of Fantasie Impromptu, just because I wanted to show you like a real world example. And you can see I'm using the tuplets here that Chopin used for his Fantasie Impromptu. The left hand is using sextuplets, and the right hand is normal rhythm in 4/4 time. So Music Jotter easily can do that. You just click on this shortcut here, and you start composing. Really easy to do. Like that. It's very simple. You don't have to go through menus. If you mess up, you just right click, and then you can just continue going. You don't have to worry about like, oh, if I mess up now, I have to go through the whole menu again. Nope, not with Music Jotter. Very easy to do. So it took me 15 minutes to score this. Very, very quick. 1 minute per measure. Very simple. So yeah, this is the Fantasie Impromptu. Let me just show you some different views, because views are also important, right? So if we're gonna do page size, let's say 2000 by 2000 view, you can do that with Music Jotter. You could show someone this score at a 2000 by 2000 view. Now, if I want to scale it down, I can do scale at 50%. So you can see more of the score in one shot. And then I can also make the spacing of the note. I can control the spacing of the notes. So if I want to make them tighter, you can do that on the fly. Or if I want to make them wider, you can do that as well. So you can fully control the score, and then you can also send it as a PDF with a link. So you can copy this PDF link, you right click, copy the address, and just send it to someone, and they'll download the score right on the fly. And you can do the same thing with the MIDI file. So right now, the MIDI, if you want to right click, copy link address, you can paste it into your browser, and you can send someone the MIDI file right on the fly. Really cool stuff to do. Okay. All right. Awesome. So move on from the PowerPoint. Just managing so many windows right now. Okay. Okay. So what else can Music Jotter do today? So again, I want to just quickly go over this. Compound time signature is something that it will be able to handle. So if you, let's say you have a 5/8 time signature, that means you have 5/8 notes that could fit into a measure. But if you want to split that and group that into 3s and 2s, you can do that. So you can have a 3 plus 2 over 8, and then it'll group this as in this time signature for you. Also, like say 7/8, if you want to do compound for 7/8, Music Jotter can handle this. You can have say a 1-3-2-1 grouping, and it can handle it. You can't do this in NoFlight, I don't think. But it's just something that I want you to have the ability to do. It's an accessible software that has this power online, and you could get your hands on this compound time signature functionality. It'll have advanced brace and brackets. I mean, that's nothing like spectacular, but it's cool that we have it. So if you want to brace the right hand and left, let's say you have three staves for piano, let's say that, and then you have the right hand and left hand, you want to brace that, but then you want to brace the entire 3 staves, you can do something like that with Music Jotter. And of course everything is shareable, which I actually went out of order, but I just showed you how you can share it. And the MIDI file, let's talk a little bit about the MIDI. Music Jotter will not have its own file structure. It's going to use MIDI as the standard. So it's going to save all of your lyrics, the slur data, all the ornaments, so staccato, accents, any text, everything is going. It'll all be in that MIDI file. So it's not going to be a .jot file. It's going to be a MIDI file. It's going to support music XML still, but I'm going to hold on to that MIDI file format. So that's another cool thing about Music Jotter. Cool. Before I talk about that, let's do some of the demo. I did this out of order. Let me do the Tuplet demo. Okay, let me show you. Oh, I have to change the view. Oh God, don't forget to do that. Okay, hang on. Demo, yeah. Okay, now you can see it. Okay, so let's go over some tuplets. So let's say I want 11 notes taking the place of 5/8 notes, right? So right now I have the left hand here as a reference, and I want 11 notes to take the place of 5/8 notes. So let's do that. Let's click on this tuple ratio, and you can absolutely do this in Music Jotter. So let's say 8th notes, I said, right? So let's click on 8th. So let's say I want 11/8 notes taking the place of, in this case, 5/8 notes. Well, Music Jotter can do that. You can't do something like this in MuseScore. Yeah. So when I refresh, it's going to space the notes just to make it a little easier to see. So you can see 11/8 notes in the place of 5. You can do this. I don't even know if you could do this in Finale. So now let's say there are 3/8 notes left. So let's say I want to make 13 notes in the place of 3. Let's do 13 16th notes in the place of 3/8 notes. So click on the 8th note here. Click on this tuple ratio dialog box. Let's say 13 16th notes for every 3/8 notes. It's very clear on what you're doing. 13 16th notes for every 3/8 notes. Click on OK. You have a little tuplet ratio at the head of your note, just so you know what you're doing. And let's start composing. There you go. So you have your 11/5 ratio. I know these are weird, but I'm just trying to show you like the power, the flexibility this program offers that some of the top tiers don't even let you do. And that's a lot due to the fact that I'm a composer, right? So I know the issues. I know how to fix these issues. So you have 11/5 and 13/3 ratio. You can be very specific with what you want. You can't do this in MuseScore, so it's free, yes, but good luck in trying to get this addressed. Maybe after they watch, if they watch this live stream, they'll address that. Who knows? But that's not the point. The point is that I discovered this. So I'm trying to build that trust factor, and this is how you do it. You know that like I see the issues here and I'm addressing them. And I'm only 25% done with this product, so that's why you want to get in early. So this is pretty cool. I'm gonna do some more basic tuplets. Let's make sure you can still see it. Yeah, okay. I want to do some more basic tuplets because these are odd. Most people won't use them, but it's there for you if you want to. Let's do another example. These are just for reference. Let's say I want a 5 to, let's say I want a quintuplet, but at a 5 to 2 ratio. Okay, so let's do this. 5/8 notes for every 2/8 notes. Click OK. And this should, yeah. I'm doing this on the spot, so I didn't even test it. This is fine. Yep. So this will do 5 to every 2/8 notes. I'm just gonna go through all this. Let me refresh to space it. You can see it honors it. So you were doing a 5 to 2 ratio, 5/8 notes for every 2/8 notes. This program honors your request. MuseScore doesn't. It won't let you do it. 5 for every 2 because it's odd. And another problem with MuseScore is every time you click on, let's say, a triplet, it keeps decreasing the duration. So, I mean, I know the reason why they're doing it, because if you click on a quarter note, so we know that 3/8 notes equal a quarter note. So if you click on a quarter note and then you go into MuseScore and then you add a triplet, it converts that to an eighth note. But then if you want to keep adding triplets, eighth notes, it keeps decreasing the duration. It makes it unusable, in my opinion. So if you're Chopin and you want to compose a Fantasie Impromptu, you have to keep clicking a quarter note in order to get your eighth notes every single time, which to me that's counterintuitive. So Jotter doesn't do that. It allows you to hold the tuplet that you're working with until you're done. It's very easy to use. It makes it where you'd want to use tuplets now. Before, you'd probably want to avoid using tuplets in a product like MuseScore. You know, that's the way it is today. So that's a quick tuplet demo. Let me just do normal stuff now. So if you want to add a note, say very, very easy, very accessible, click on, say, quarter note, eighth note, 16th note. As you place a note, you can edit as you hold the mouse button. So that's really cool because it's very flexible and very fluid. So left click, drag, and just edit your note. If you want to add a chord, if you hovered below a note, like it locks in place. It just makes it very easy to understand that you're adding a chord. Very simple to do. So there's no you don't have to change a different mode or anything. You can add a chord anywhere you want. Even if you have a non-tuplet and you decide you want to add a chord on a tuplet, it's smart enough to know that this should be a tuplet. So it's very easy to do. All you have to do, you don't even have to change modes here. You can edit. All you have to do is hover over a note and the hand will pop up, left click and drag. Very simple. Anywhere you want. Now this is something that I want to see in my software, in my composition software. Something that's easy to do. I can go anywhere I want, and it's just very clear what I'm doing. If I want to delete something, all you have to do is left click. You don't even have to go into a mode here. You just left click and delete for you. And it follows the trail to make it very simple. It's equivalent to using your pen, a pencil and paper. So when you're using a pencil, you write. If you make a mistake, you just flip it over and erase. Very simple. Okay, so that's some of the demos for MuseScore. Chakachores I'm still working on. I'll also work on the appoggiatures, make sure that's fully functional. And I think that's it. I think I did the tuplet demo. Hopefully you have a better understanding of how to use a tuplet. I think once you see how easy it is to use, it's not an issue. I think these programs make it more difficult than they have to be by saying you can't do this or you can't do that, or it adds a whole bunch of rests in place of your tuplet, and to me that gets clunky. It gets awkward. So with MuseScore, you won't have to do that. Okay, let's see. I think I'm almost done. I got to wrap it up. It's over almost an hour. So I just want to talk about the funding real quick, and then this should be it. Let's see. Some of the questions. I wish I had this in music school. Yeah, I was. Too bad I didn't have this out earlier, but it took me a long time to get to this point. So A product like this takes a lot of research and development. Can you play the score as you progress? Yeah, so that's the thing. Right now, I don't have the playback, but that's something that's what the Kickstarter is for. This will be definitely where you can play back your score as you compose. So it'll be fully functional. You can play back your score. It'll highlight it. I'm gonna have it where you can, when you play it, it'll highlight it in like a green or something. Like each note will. I have three ways to play back your music: through green highlights, a play bar. So the bar will, this way you could visually see how fast your score is going, or it's going to be color coded based on the velocity of each note. So red would be like your strongest velocity, and green would be your lightest velocity. So that's another cool way of just showing you like how hard your, how the velocity of your notes as you play. So this is a pretty cool way of doing that. So there'll be some choices for you for playback, and then of course music scrubbing as well, which is a fantastic tool that I'm going to develop to its potential. Okay, let me change the view. Okay. Back to the PowerPoint. I think just one more place. Yeah. So the funding. So again, what am I going to do with the funding? A lot. So stability of this product is going to be of utmost importance. So I'm going to stabilize it test it at a larger scale, test it for major browser support, fix bugs and glitches, and then of course this will be ongoing. So something like this is always going to be an ongoing process. And then of course I'll be working on features, so notes and rest and entry, making sure that it's flawless as can be. Grace notes, the velocity, the dynamics, playback and sound font integration. So key signature, time signature, compound time signatures, which I already have. It's just I have to code in the UI, the user interface. A mixer view, which is important. So I'm going to work on the mixer view. This way, when you update your instruments, you know what track you're on. You can mute and solo your tracks, adding new measures, tracks, braces, grouping staves together, note manipulation, transposing your notes and updating velocity, and then note selection by using like dragging a rubber band across your notes, and then processing that selection. So something like that will be standard. And copy and paste, of course. So that's what if you're curious like what the funding will be used for, that's exactly what it'll be used for. So yeah, I think this should conclude it. Didn't want to go too long. These things always end up being longer than I expect. And then really that's it. So again, I'm trying to build my YouTube channel. If you like it, please like this video. If you want to subscribe to my channel, then that's a big help, because every time I advertise like a new live stream, you'll already know when I add something new. So the more I grow this channel, the better chances I get to getting this word out. I think we're up to like 70 subscribers. My first live stream, we were at like 25. So it's working little by little. So that's cool. Again, and also if you want to follow this Kickstarter campaign, the link to the Kickstarter campaign should be at the top of this chat, and also in the description of this video as well. So once this video posts, you'll see the link to my Kickstarter campaign. Just want to see if there's any other questions. Let's see. Do you have your own music website? I do. A lot of my music is posted on my YouTube channel, so you can just go through that. I have a playlist, but I also run a website called Young Composers. So it's a community that I've been running since 2004, but the website itself is from 1997, so it's really old website, but I still run it because of the community that I get. It's a nice community. It's nice to support the classical music community. So that's why I run it. I don't get anything out of it. I just keep it to make sure that people can still communicate with each other and have a medium to share their music and etc. and all that. So So that's one of the websites I own. And yeah, just want to see if I miss anything. Any questions? If you have any other questions, just type them here before I close. But I think we're pretty good. Oh, let's see. I hope you do a YouTube or online course where you teach people how to do a startup. I'm a musician that got into tech and finance, but struggling with starting up my own startup ideas. Oh, let's chat. So if you have something, so look, we'll see if my Kickstarter works, right? So that if it does work out, let's chat. I'd love to chat with you to see if see what some of your ideas are, because something like this is not easy to get out into the world. Like when I was created the prototype back in 2014, I was thinking more like an engineer at that time. So I was just building a product. I was under the impression I could just build it and they'll just buy it. So not true. Doesn't work that way. You have to build an audience first. So once I got out of that mindset of being an engineer and switching to the businessman, that's when everything opened up. And I was like, well, okay, so I just did it wrong. Doesn't mean that it's going to fail. It just means I didn't do it right the first time. So building an audience is very important. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm building an audience before I 100% complete this product, just to see if there's enough traction. And we'll find out very soon if this will work. I think it will, but again, it's a very tough process. You have to talk to your audience, cultivate an audience, and it's really the way to do it. We'll see if it works. So now I have to switch from businessman back to a tech person. So again, I'm learning how to do that, going from technology to a businessman, and doing live streams and talking to people like this. Completely different skill sets. Not something I'm used to, but something you got to learn if you want to get your product out. As an engineer, it doesn't matter like if you come up with the greatest product, if you don't know how to sell it, then what's the point? So that's kind of why I decided to slow down at 25%, start a Kickstarter, see if I could do it, and just see if I can get this sold. So now I have two different mindsets now. Now I have the businessman mindset, and then I have the technology mindset. And that's what you need to sell a product like this. And that's why there's not that much competition. It's not easy to do. Not only do you have to be a composer, but you have to be an engineer. But not only do you have to be an engineer, you have to know how to build an audience. You have to know what you need. And also, if you do something wrong, you have to know how to correct it right away, very quickly. So that's why I feel like there's not that much competition out there for a product like this. And I think that we can get this pushed out. Let's see. I'm glad that you're motivated by this. Look, sometimes I need my own motivation too. So if I can get that from you guys as well, that's something that'll help me out a lot. And will you have Music Jotter forum? Yeah. So we do have. There is a website right now. I can add a forum. Sure. I have to see like where this product goes. If this product is like really successful and after a year people are starting to use it, there will be a forum. It'll also be integrated in my Young Composers website. So that's what's really cool about this product. It's very flexible. You can install it in other forums. I can talk to other forum owners and say like, if you want to make a little money for your website, you can do so through licensing. Like there's so many possibilities. There are possibilities. Like other forum users could use Music Jotter and connect their users with this product. Do you have plans to work more on the spacing algorithm? I see a wide space at the end of every measure. The spacing algorithm seems to work for. Okay, yeah, of course. So that's again another reason why I'm raising money. The spacing algorithm is very complicated. To doing things in real time, of course, I'm putting myself on the spot, but I have to because I want to show you the product. But yes, using the spacing algorithm will be worked on. It'll be modified so that it could be more efficient. Right now, it's not the most efficient, so that's the biggest thing that I'm going to look at in that spacing algorithm is efficiency and also accuracy. So for sure, that'll be worked on. There will be glitches. This is a complicated product. My goal is to just make it as glitch free as possible where it doesn't disrupt your process. If you find a glitch, like this will be always an iterative process, always working on bugs. So that's why I have to build a team. If it's just me forever, like I'm constantly a slave to my own work. So always trying to figure out how to, what are the bugs? I have to fix the bugs, and then I also have to worry about new features. One person can't do that and be sane. So building a small team, it doesn't have to be a huge team, but even if I could build like a small, tiny team, then this could work out really well. Cool. See if I miss anything else. This is reading the comments from the beginning because I don't know. Like, very, very possible I missed something. Yeah, the beginning was really bad. Shame on me. Full of verbal clutter. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's terrible. Oy. Oh God. This is my second live stream, so I'll get through these issues. Okay. I think we got everything. Yeah. Cool. Thank you all very much for your time today. I'll talk to you I'll talk to you in the Facebook chat, Facebook group. Again, thanks a lot. Okay. See you everyone.